despite endless amounts of failings in walking a righteous life, despite consistently falling again and again throughout every day and month and season and year, an endless string that beyond what I'm able to even remember or imagine. Despite all of that, by God's grace alone, I feel like I've been able to strive and fall forward. So fall down, but continually get back up. Fall down, but get back up. Fall down, but continually strive to be in God's presence. As I understand it, Christ came in his form and was crucified on a cross so that the veil between us and God is now lifted. Now, by asking him to be with us, to live with us, to reside in this temple of ours here, it's a real thing, but it's more than just an intellectual agreement. It's a practice of allowing him to actually reside with you and walk with him throughout your life, throughout your days. And what is interesting about it is that the more often we find ourselves in his presence, the more often we practice and train and renew the mind to be in his presence, the more he begins to reveal himself to us. And the more we are willing to crucify those things in us that are the selfish things, that are all the things that I cling to so much. And the more that we cling to these things, the less we're able to see and experience his presence. But the more we're willing to put those things to death in us, the more he begins to live, and the more he begins to reveal that he is living within us. And every so often, the more frequently practice this as we walk through our days, as we put our head down before the end of as we're going to rest, and just putting ourselves in his presence rather than in 10,000 different other distractions. We just put ourselves in his presence and we practice being in that place with him. He starts to reveal his nature, and he starts to give us these glimpses of what his presence is and what eternity looks like. Glimpses into these kingdoms and these heavenly realms that he has in store for us. He's a gracious and loving God, and he has so much in store beyond anything we can ever comprehend. But of course, he won't force it on us. He won't force it on us if we prefer to cling to our selfish things. He won't force himself on us. But if we're willing to give those things away, and if we practice even reluctantly giving those things up, and we practice being with him, he will show himself, and he will begin to do so ever more deeply. So I just want to use this as an encouragement that this applies to all of us. This applies to everyone who is willing to invite God in and to invite his Holy Spirit to work in us, to move in us. And once he's started the work, he's not going to stop. It continues and continues from one revelation of his glory to another, and it's just an encouragement, and I'm not trying to say by any means that I don't consistently fail still, and I fall short all the time. But just as an encouragement that there's so much more available as a direct experience, not just an intellectual understanding of who God is and what it says in the Bible, but an actual direct experience of that nature. Anyway, all right, I wish you all the best. God be with you.